Well, I think for us, I mean, we just had a game, 1 day break, and coming in, they gave it their all. I mean, they have a lot of guns, they had a lot of shooters, a lot of presence in the inside, and I think right away we were just ready for that, but I think we, by the second half, kicked it into gear and finished the game.
Did your legs feel tired at all going into it, or was it just a matter of just getting yourselves in the little groove there and pushing away?
You know, I think at this point in the season, every day, every game, you know, there's some aches, but it's something we have to overcome, you know, kind of mentally work through those things. They're a good team. They came out really strong in the first half and even the second half, so it just took a little bit of adjustment.
What was the game plan there for trying to defend them and keep them in check?
I think for us, just, I mean, they have a lot of shooters, so making sure we stay out on them and not let them get going. And then on the inside, just trying to limit the touches inside so they can't kick out or going one-on-one. And just guarding one-on-one. Lippy, especially being one of their best players, just controlling her. She went off on us the first half, and that was something we focused on the second half, is just limiting her shots.
You went on a run towards the end of the third quarter into the fourth quarter. Did anything change for you offensively or defensively that allowed you to go on that run, or did shots just start falling for you?
I think the big thing was getting defensive stops. You know, that's been a big focus for us this whole year, is having our defense transition into our offense. You know, I think if our biggest focus was to focus on the defensive end and just let it translate over.
And now you're halfway through conference play, over halfway, and you only have 3 home games left, so a lot of road games yet to come up. How does it feel, especially for you, Madison, this being your last year, only 3 games left at home? Is it a little nerve-wracking to know you've got to go on the road quite a bit here to end the year, even though you're playing really well?
Yeah, of course, teams are, I mean, we got the target on our back, and knowing that we're going to go on the road here for a little bit, it's nerve-wracking. Everyone's playing really good basketball right now, and even though maybe we beat them once the first time around, we have to come out right away when we're there.
Monica, these last 4 games, they crunched numbers, and you've basically been unstoppable here with these 4 games. What's been clicking for you? And the coach mentioned that you're a little bit healthier here since that NDSU game.
You know, I have to give a lot of credit to my team. I mean, everybody's playing at a really, really high level right now. I mean, inside, outside, we're finishing the ball really well. So, you know, that's just opening up a lot of things. And I think the cool thing about our team is anybody can go off at any given time. So, you know, a lot of props to our team for doing so well.
Well, I think that's a very good battle that we just played in, and we're fortunate to come out on top in something that I think Oral Roberts played incredibly hard, what they do, and they played extremely well. And I thought we got better defensively as the game wore on. I don't think we were quite as attentive defensively to all the assignments that we needed to have early in the game, and every time we seemed to let down in one area or miss an assignment, they made us pay. So I thought Oral Roberts played really, really hard. I thought they played really well. They do what they do, and they do it really well. I thought we did a good job of moving the ball, sharing the ball. I thought our offense really kind of carried us through stretches of the game until our defense really got going, which was later on in the game.
What does today's plan mean for the rest of the season?
Well, I think what we see is that, you know, we have to be prepared in every scenario to continue to play really, really hard. I think what we've been fortunate to separate from some opponents in some of our games, and that's not something that we expect to do. It's something that we've been fortunate to do, you know, and so for us to be aware that we've got to continue to grow and to develop and get better, and I certainly believe that our young ladies will do that.
With the slow start defensively, do you think that was just a little bit of fatigue playing your second game in 3 days?
I don't know if it was as much fatigue as it was. It's hard to simulate with 1 day off in between, and you can't really defend live because you just played a game, and so you're trying to walk through and guard Oral Roberts, and yet it's hard to simulate how hard they attack and how persistent they are by doing that. And you can see it on film, but until you actually experience it live, it's a little bit different. So I think that certainly was a factor. And again, I think Oral Roberts, you know, really continued to attack and played really, really well.
Monica Arns here over the last 4 games, she's really started to heat up. What are you seeing differently from her? What's been changing or different?
Well, I think Monica's making some really good decisions offensively for us. It's certainly defensively, she's someone who plays really hard and takes a lot of charges and gets a lot of hustle plays. And offensively, I think is someone who isn't just shooting it from the arc. She's attacking in a lot of ways and is creating offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities for us. So I thought at the beginning of this game, we moved the ball, we shared the ball, and they were helping in a little bit off of her, and she took advantage of getting some really good opportunities and knocked them in.
On a quick turnaround like this, how important is it to have such a strong veteran leadership that your team has, just with two games in 3 days?
Well, it certainly makes a big, big difference. Oral Roberts is a team last year that when we had a quick turnaround for them as well, if I remember correctly. Either way, when we played them both times, we had to come back in both of those games. We were down by 10 at the end of the first quarter here. So they are a very, very good team. They're a very good program, and so it certainly helps us to have a group of young ladies who've been through that before and who understand. And so when there's a timeout, we can look at them and they say, "Yep, I know. We should have done that. We should have done that." Yes, and then they're able to go make that adjustment. They know before we say anything to them about what needs to transpire.
And going forward, a lot of road games coming up here. Only 3 home games left the rest of the season. How important is it to get a little bit of a break before you pick back up after playing 3 games in a week?
Right, that switch of the game last Sunday, from last Saturday to last Sunday, put a little bit more strain in this week, but it is what it is, and so I don't think that there's anybody who feels sorry for us that we had that. Is something we have to embrace, and we have to get better because of it, and we'll get better because, from this game, we'll go back and we'll take a look at things and we'll get better. It is important for us defensively going on the road that we continue to do as good of a job as we can and establish ourselves on the defensive end and be very sound that way.